I unmute my mic. There we go. Hey everyone, give me 1 second. I'll unmute the cast. There we go. We're all unmuted. We're ready to go. No, rock and roll. Yes, Soltador. It's finally Monday. We hopefully this is something even Garfield can be excited about, and here we are. Yeehaw. Say hey everyone real quick to our lovely audience who's joined us for this wonderful Monday evening of dice rolling and lasers and liches, and that's just the title of the supplement. There have been lasers, there haven't been liches yet, and that's just some things to be excited about. There have been some possibly possessed dolls, a questionable animatronic horror that just wanted a hug. That's all he wanted, folks. Just wanted a hug. And a almost too practical garbage truck prop, among a number of things. Short circuit, wiring issues. That's it, right? There's nothing. Oh yes, and we are. So Tara was worried about, and I a little bit. I'm not so much worried about it, but we were worried about a cease and desist letter for the Konami Sutra. So we had the Konami Sutra. We were correcting that. It is the Konami Sutra, and we will change that if and when a lawyer forces us to, which hopefully will be never, but we shall see. Yeehaw. The fact that I'm bringing it up just makes it more likely to happen, but yay. Anywho, hello everyone. Let me turn up y'all's hello-ness so that y'all can also say hey, and that should be good to go. All right. Where we left off is you guys had just gotten out of the puppet room, right? And you had seanced, communicated with the drawn Ouija board with a spirit who identified herself as Brenda, and also a little bit of like a whole host of spirits that were all speaking in one voice, in unison, communicating with you all of the things they knew regarding Snugglepuff the dragon and the fate which befell him, the show, everything of that nature. So where we left off, I believe you had kind of two major options for directions to go within this TV studio. One of them was to the sort of equipment cage room, and then to the door that leads to like the main hallway, which leads to the non-sound stage sort of pre-production, post-production area of the there goes my cat knocking something off the shelf. Pre-production, post-production area of the whole entire, thank you Archie, he's paid actor, everyone, of the TV studio, so that I don't like lose myself. Anywho, there we are. And I think there was some combat, there was some spooks, there was some freakouts, and yeah, here we are trying to solve this little mystery.
Down the long hallway.
Okay, sounds very good. Do we have any dissenters? Anyone who wishes to go back to the car and leave? Oh, poor Brayden. Poor Brayden.
I think we determined that
Brayden is like
in the electrical closet, or
the electrical closet. Yes, that's right. There was also voices for that. I mean, you could split up. That is a very tactically efficient way of searching a place. Very tactically efficient.
Enough horror movies to know that it is unwise, although much more entertaining, to split the party.
Plus, we've been told that the ghost of the actor that played Snugglepuff is in the cage.
I remember that. Yeah.
Brenda straight up told us that, so why would we go there without the thing we need to kill him? That just seems like...
So I trust her implicitly.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's very true. That is very true.
She's our new mascot.
She is your new mascot. She is your new mascot. Wait,
And historically believing... Oh, sorry, Adam.
No. Go ahead, Patrick. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, historically believing things that possessed dolls tell you has never led to anyone suffering any kind of misfortune.
Ever, at all. Which reminds me, did you, because I couldn't remember, did you guys like grab the puppet, the witch puppet from the chair?
Isn't she still tied up?
Yeah,
She's technically still attached to strings, yeah.
I think I don't know. I mean, do we want to untangle her? Or do we want to come back for her after we fight the evil?
I vote come back for her.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think we are. I think we already left because then we got that VHS, correct?
You
That's
haven't
right.
got the VHS. You got the pilot episode VHS. That's true.
We went back out into
Yes,
the
that one.
sound stage and
Mhm.
watched the video and took it, and then we were gonna go to the hallway. So we'll have to go back for Brenda after we defeat the evil.
Although thinking about it, there is a pretty common trope in horror where like the spirits of the victims sort of drag their killer to hell when confronted with, personal demons and stuff. So if we brought some of these dolls, like we were able to take some of them down from the ceiling and bring them with us, that might be some decent backup after we find that tape.
Would cutting their strings be a bad thing? I worry about whether or not we should cut them off their strings, or if that's
We
like
could
symbolic.
ask.
Yeah, there's also some symbolism there too with
Yeah.
like, does cutting the string cut the thread that ties them to this world? Does it condemn them to eternal torment? Who knows?
Brenda, we have more questions.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly.
Yes.
I think we should go ahead and explore down the hallway. We're looking for like one of the later tapes, if I recall. I remember we discussing that. And
The very
then we
last one, I believe.
and then we'll come back, we'll watch the tape so we're prepared. And then if we want to consult Brenda to see if she can offer support in our boss fight, since I just did 3 boss fights today in Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yo.
Like the prep is on the brain.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right.
Adam, we go down the hallway.
Okay. So you go up. You exit the puppet. If you're in the soundstage, you're in the soundstage. You all turn to the door that says, again, authorized personnel only. It is just a standard door with a little glass window in it. You open it, and it leads down to this very darkened hallway. You can see with your dark vision, and also with Rocky's headlights, you can see that it is carpeted. The carpet is like a very old like a very old teal sort of color. It smells musty, just from years of being unclean. You see a couple of moths fly up and out as you like open the door. They just fly away. They've obviously been nesting and eating on the carpet in this room. You can see, you can't really make out the details, but you can see various posters, framed posters along the wall of different actors like in costume from the show, guest stars sometimes, different posters from like straight to video home release editions for parents to buy their kids on various holidays, including 80s Yule or whatever we want to call it here. And then there is a light switch just right inside the doorway if you want to flick that on, or if you want to try flicking it. Okay. So Ivy, I'm saying Ivy because I saw you nod your head. Ivy reaches over and just sort of flicks the little switch up, and the the very quintessential buzz of like hallway office fluorescence fills the quiet hallway as they all just sort of flicker on. There's one panel that has one bar in it on, and then the another one further down the hallway in a corner before it turns to the left is just completely off. The lights just don't seem to work at all. There is no explosion and shower of burning sparks this time. You are lucky, or perhaps these were more up to code. Who knows? But so it turns on. You see a number of doorways with the little placards on them labeling where they would go onto each door, and you see down the hall at the very end a sign that says restrooms, and it points down the corner, and then also main production office, and it points down the corner. But there are, I would say, there are 4 doors that you can see directly in front of you in this hallway alone.
I want to see what they're all labeled as.
Okay. As you walk down the carpet, you can hear the crunch of the kind of crusty cotton wool, whatever carpet would in the 80s would have been made out of, underneath your feet or your boots, as you walk up to them in order, and they're sort of staggered, right? So one on the left, one on the right, another on the left, another on the right, in order. They are the green room, general dressing rooms. You see a dressing room that has a star on it that says Snugglepuff. And then you see another one across the hall from it that is the guest star dressing room.
I would like to check out the star room. How
Okay.
does everyone feel about that?
I agree, but I also, for some reason, as a theater person, when you said green room, that set off because everyone knows the shady shit always happens in the green room. That set off a buzzer in my brain. I was like, oh, there's something in there for sure.
This could be an okay opportunity for us to split since we're in the same area. If we want to do that.
Yeah, there's 4 rooms and there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, who wants?
Hallway. If everyone's cool with that, we'll all
Here,
explore.
Zen, why don't you pick first since you're the one who doesn't want to be here?
All right. I guess I'll what's the farthest one at the end of the hallway?
The furthest one at the end of the hallway is the guest star dressing room.
All right. I guess I'll take the guest star. I'll take the guest star dressing room.
Radical.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yep, absolutely. Love it. Mm-hmm.
Cassie, you
I
want
kinda
the green room?
Yeah, I want to check out the green room.
Okay.
That's where they were all doing blow, I'm sure, or something. It was the
Sounds
Oh
right.
man, if you see any drugs, let me know. Von Zen, maybe it'll help us if we get fucking crazy. Maybe it'll help.
I don't know. Sometimes you could have. I don't know. I think in this situation, it could be a real bad trip. I gotta be in the right. I gotta be in the right headspace. I gotta be around the right group of people. I gotta be in a chill mode. The fact that we're already starting at a real high point, I think it would just spell disaster.
I
sensing Stephen King levels of cocaine are going to be in this green room. It's like Stephen King in the 80s, when he did Maximum Overdrive levels of cocaine.
Doyle, Patrick, where would you like to send Doyle off to?
Oh, I mean, we've covered the guest star dressing room and the green room. So there's the stars dressing room, and then what was the last option?
The last option was, let's say, green room. There's just a general dressing room area. Basically, if this was for other actors who are not like the guest or Snugglepuff, or the actor who
So
plays
more likely
Snugglepuff.
to be the victims than the perpetrator.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. This was a kids show. This could very well be just like the set of rooms meant for any like child actors. Also, probably is a separate suite for the other actors playing the other like costumed characters, like the Minotaur chef, as an example.
Okay. I mean, that seems like it's gonna have the most ground to cover. So guess I'll go there.
Okay. And then Ivy. I think that leaves the star dressing room for you. All right, perfect. Good. Okay. So, we're going to go first with Zen here. So, Zen. You will go down the hallway. You open the door to the guest star dressing room. You're met with the same carpet. It's rather spacious. They made sure to, the classes spare no expense. Make sure to make anyone who would travel out this far to be on this TV show, make them feel welcome and like they're, that isn't some cheap production that maybe they'll go back to whatever executives, studio executives that they usually work with and say nice things, meant to impress. There is an old mirror, incandescent bulbs just sort of dot the edges of it. You can see a nice chair. There's a couch. There's always a wonderful couch. In the dressing room, you can see a rack, an empty costume rack there, sort of at the end. You can see there is a cabinet with a bunch of photos, like not selfies, but like, photos of previous guest stars who were with Snugglepuff before. And there's also like a separate little restroom door area that it just contains like a toilet that they can use and a sink if they need to, instead of having to go to the other restrooms down the hall.
Okay. So these photos, these like selfies, are they going to be like Polaroids, or are they going to be like full, like what would it be, like 5x7s?
They would be full 5x7s. Yeah. They would be. There might be a couple of Polaroids in there, but you want to get up and see.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm looking for, Brayden can't remember, but can Zen remember? Can Zen remember how long the show ran for, and like what would have been the last date of the last episode?
Okay.
Does Zen remember that information?
Zen would remember this information, and I've been a bit timey-wimey. No, go ahead, Brayden. Sorry.
Sure. No. It's all you. You're fine.
Got it. Zen would remember this, and I've been a little timey-wimey about this, but we're gonna set it kind of more in stone here. The show had run for 10 years, and then it has been defunct for 10 years.
Gotcha. Okay. when we got the VHS for the pilot, did that have a date on it?
Yes, it did. It was dated to around 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Okay. So then using some math, right? Zen would like to kind of like look over these pictures to see if they have any dates on them, because I feel like Brayden, right? That's something that you would see often, especially in like TV shows, is you would see pictures of like guest stars and they would always like have a date on them. Like this is like when this episode aired. So I think Zen would look at some of these photos and try and see if there's one 10 years after the airing / like taping of the pilot episode around that, to see if he can suss out maybe who was the last guest star to appear on this show.
Okay, so you go up to this this large picture cabinet. Everything's all of the photos are kind of behind these glass doors, right? And they line the inside. You look at each photo individually, and Rocky sort of helps scan. And you don't see anything on the front. However, Rocky does chime in, and let me make sure I get the right voice for this and that it actually works. Come on, turn it on for me.
Zen, sir, there appears to be some sort of printing from whatever 72-hour photo printing place they got these made at on the back of each photo.
Oh, perfect. Rocky, can you find one that so let's see, it would be about, the pilot aired about 20 years ago. Show ran on for about 10 years. So we're looking for a photo from about 10 years ago, it looks like. You think we can find one? Can you see one, or can you sort through them to see if you can find one that's around like 10 years old or something like that?
Roger, scanning for photo.
And you see his eye beams turn off, and like little red scan line, like a barcode scanner, just goes up and down. And he says,
Sir, there appears to be one photo face down. I can make it out as the last date. However, I cannot make out the image on the photo.
That's great, Rocky. I'll try and grab it. So Zen like goes to open the case to see if
make a dex saving throw.
If it's actually unlocked. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is my... Okay, cool. I'm actually proficient in that. So that is going to be... That's gonna be a 21.
Sweet. You and Rocky just like action movie dodge roll out of the way as you hear wood. As you open the cabinet, you feel there's a slight tug on and in the cabinet, and you hear wood cracking at the very bottom of the feet, and then the whole thing just tilts forward and starts to fall on top of you, but you dodge roll out of the way, and the whole thing comes crashing down with a large crack of glass and like kind of shattering of wood and a thump. Who would hear this? The people, I think definitely Doyle would hear this since he's next to you, and also Ivy would hear this. Cassie, the green room is kind of soundproof doors, and we'll get to when you entered that, just to make sure the kids aren't too rowdy and they won't hear them on the soundstage. But you both hear this, but you narrowly escape. and now you're left with a destroyed picture cabinet.
Boo, you okay?
Oh, damn. No, I'm fine. Just, it's all good. This cabinet just kind of fell. No, it's all good. I'm fine. Just keep doing what y'all doing, and if something does happen, I will scream, and I will run. But for now, I'm all right.
Okay, great.
You.
I'll listen for your screaming.
I think Doyle
definitely do that.
Doyle remembers the Alfredo incident from earlier and is just going to poke his head in the room to make sure that it's actually Zen speaking.
It is Zen speaking.
Yeah. Like just to be sure.
Hey Doyle.
You know.
Hey Doyle.
Yep.
That's all Doyle says, and then he leaves.
Just yep. All right. Walks away.
Love that.
Yeah. So I think. So probably I would assume, like, with the help of Rocky, I think Zen would like try and like pick up the cabinet and just kind of like turn it on its side, and we'll kind of like start shuffling through the photos and try to find the one that Rocky picked out, and see if he can locate that one.
As you start to shuffle through the photos, as you turn it on its side, you notice that there's like a fishing line attached to the handle that you pulled onto, and it's running through like a little eye screw that was like just haphazardly screwed into the side, looping down around to the foot of the to the feet where the feet were of the cabinet. And you can see that the feet were were like sawn really close to breaking, and that all it needed was a tug from this fishing line for the whole thing to get off balance and fall forward.
Interesting. Okay.
And you do find the photo. You do find the photo, Rocky, by the way.
Okay. I think like once Zen notices that, he'll turn to Rocky and say, "Rocky, somebody didn't want us looking into this cabinet."
It is very obviously a trap, sir, or was a trap.
Well, this whole place has kind of been a trap, but I don't know much about ghosts, Rock, but I don't know if they would be the ones to set this trap, or I mean, granted, they took control of that Snufflepuff thing, so maybe they were able to kind of like take control of something incept here, or I don't know, maybe this is old, but let's grab this photo. Let's check the bathroom real quick, and then let's meet up with everybody else. That sound all right to you?
Roger that. And
he paws. He takes his little mechanical paw and like paws at the photo down on the ground, and he points it out to you.
Yeah, Zen picks it up and turns it over and checks it out.
On the photo, it is lit as if like a flashbulb, right? You see a very uncomfortable dwarf actor being hugged by a man in a purple felt suit. The gentleman in question is has only the hair on the side of his head, right? He's got a cigarette hanging loosely out of his mouth, and he's like got this like very intoxicated looking smirk on his face. The suit he's wearing seems to be without the head, you don't see the head anywhere, but it seems to be the Snugglepuff the dragon suit. But the dwarf actor is just kind of looking, and it's a cosmic dwarf, which is the ones who like have gemstones like embedded in their skin, and like they decorate their beard with like stones and jewelry and all that. He just looks very uncomfortable in this situation.
I'm familiar with cosmic dwarves.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Is it like a Could I tell the age of the cosmic dwarf? Like, are they obviously dwarves age very differently? But is this like a younger cosmic dwarf? Is it like an old? Like, can I get like a kind of like an age range? Possibly?
In dwarven years, you would say 60, 70 in dwarven years.
Okay.
Which in human years is probably like 30s, 40s ish, maybe.
Okay, gotcha. And just so hold on, I'm taking notes real quick. Just so the chat is aware, and so that all of my other co-stars are aware. I described the man in my notes. I described the man wearing the Snufflepuff suit as a Giamatti-esque, as in Paul Giamatti-esque.
That's
because
perfect.
I don't know why, but that is the first person I thought of. That's the first person I thought of when you said hair on the side of his head and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth was Paul Giamatti.
It's perfect. Yeah, there you go. Spitting image. Love you, Paul Giamatti. Sorry. Spitting image.
Listen, it would be a great role. It would be a great role for him.
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. He would knock it out of the park, just like every other role he does. He's a great actor. So you look at that, and camera cuts to who was next door? Yes, camera cuts to Doyle walking back into the general dressing room area. Doyle, you're kind of met with like a you're kind of met with it's a mishmash of like a little ensuite number of doors with various labels of like guest stars, not guest stars, what am I trying to say? Other costumed actors. There's one that is like there's one that's for a griffin, like an anthropomorphic griffin. There's another for the Minotaur, obviously. And then there's one that is labeled for a goblin. It wasn't a costume character. It was actually played by a goblin on the show. And then there's another room that is meant for like the child actors, like getting ready place, where the parents can go in there and they each have their little private separate little booth that they can get ready in. And then there's in this room there's an ensuite sort of bathroom shower area to be sort of like union compliant.
Okay. I mean, I think I really just start searching around any doors that can be opened or items left laying around. Sort of want to pick up, investigate. Just sort of thinking that we're not likely to find the tapes in here, but that doesn't mean we can't find some answers. Like maybe one of the other cast members had a grudge and had been making life hell for this guy, and he just snapped one day. Maybe there was something that would have set him off that somebody else had brought to the stage. You never really know, especially when there are like glitched items and things out there. So I want to do a thorough search of this whole area and just see if there's anything that seems out of place or out of the ordinary.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Okay, not my best roll, but that's going to be a 14.
Okay. you rummage through the child actors dressing rooms. You rummage through the Griffin's dressing room. Some of them, like particularly the one meant for child actors and the one meant for the Griffin character, they're pretty empty. Like there's nothing in there. It's like they just cleared everything out when the show like was officially going to shut down, and they just threw everything they had in a milk crate and left. So it's pretty bare bones. You go through the drawers of that dressing room, and particularly at the vanity, it's empty. You might find some old like gum wrappers and things, but nothing really of note. You get to the Minotaur character's dressing room, however, and you go inside and you see that the Minotaur costume is hanging on the rack inside. You can see that the vanity still has some personal items and effects on it, and you can also see that that the trash bin has not been emptied, and the couch looks like well used, and you can also see that like a couple of the bulbs in the vanity are broken.
And as I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Minotaur almost get a spin-off show?
Almost got a spin-off show, yes.
Almost. So there's some room for resentment there as well that I could maybe, I just want to maybe take extra care looking through these objects, because, if this was something where someone was set up or there was sabotage, I think he'd be high up on my list of suspects.
Fair enough. You do go through the vanity, searching all the drawers. A lot of it is old call sheets and shit, and you search through the what am I trying to say? The trash bin, and it's the same thing. However, you find in the bottom drawer, you find under a stack of papers, almost as if it was hidden on purpose, you find a little leather-bound journal. And before you open it, we're going to cut to Cassie. Cassie, you're in the green room. The green room is set up to not only be like a sort of like has its own little fridge, snack area. It's filled a lot with little play sets for some of the younger kids. And you can see a little CRT TV with a video game console set up in a corner to keep them, preoccupied because film, we all know it's a lot of hurry up and wait, right? So that is what that room is set up to be. You see some tables, like a dining table with some chairs there, and yeah.
Sick. I want to go look at the video game console and see what they were playing.
Okay. They were playing, it seems to be, wait, hold on. No, I have a great, yes, okay. So they were playing what seemed to be like the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, or like Streets of Rage, where it's like one of the 2D side scroller ones where your character has like a really like set walking animation, and you can do kind of combos, and you can play with multiple people as you fight across the map to get to like a boss on every level that you have to beat, and like enemies will pop out of like doors and things like that. It's a classic game. You can see that one of the controllers is broken in half.
Somebody got mad.
Yeah, probably so. When you enter this room, by the way, there is a strong, I forgot to tell you, there's a strong strong odor of moldy cheese.
All right. I guess I'll go take a look at the fridge.
Okay. You go and you open the fridge, and we're going to cut to Ivy. Ivy. Yes, the drama. Oh yes, the drama. I'm trying to be less timey-wimey. But Ivy, you enter the star dressing room of Snugglepuff the dragon. The moment you do, you are hit with your nostrils are burning with the smell of old cigarette smoke.
Oh God.
Yeah, it is absolutely strong. The room is just trashed. Not necessarily like destroyed, everything is destroyed, but like this guy never cleaned up this place ever at all. There's an old slice of pizza upside down on the carpet, presumably definitely stuck there. You can see.
Does it still even look like pizza?
Oh yeah, you can tell it's a slice of pizza. Hold on. Tara's saying we lost sound. Can everyone hear us on stream? Just double check that real quick before we move on. Have we lost sound? Hello? C'est bon, c'est bon. Okay, good. C'est bon. All right. So, it does look like a slice of pizza. You can tell because it's pizza shaped. It's crust. You can see that slight charring on the bottom of the slice from where it's like
new pizza.
No. It's not new pizza. It's old pizza.
It's like 10-year-old pizza.
Yeah, you can. There's mold on it for sure. It's just it hasn't it hasn't. I was getting to that. It's just it has not completely degraded and been consumed by, life, which is odd. Which is odd. You don't know why it hasn't been eaten by like cockroaches and things. Maybe they stay away from this place. Who knows? You can see that there is the vanity has been pushed over into a corner. It's sitting over like a rug, like a little circular rug. You can see a chair that used to be, that was like, what am I trying to say? Kind of like this, kind of fake leather, but patches of it are like peeled away, and you can see like the yellow foam extruding out from it. It looks kind of damp and like it's gotten wet. There's a slow drip from the roof hitting the chair directly, and it's just a rhythmic thump on the faux leather.
This is not rock.
Yeah. You don't see any other special cabinet or anything. You don't see 100%. You do not see the Snugglepuff the dragon costume on the clothing rack. It is not there. And you see that the mirror in the lower right-hand corner, it's cracked. Like there's like an impact area, like a circular impact area, and it's cracked all the way up the side of the rest of the mirror.
I want to do, I guess it would be an investigation check to see if there are any VHSs anywhere in this gross ass room.
Okay. Sure, roll an investigation check.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, you do well. I will say you do not find.
Technically it's a 2.
Okay, fair enough. You do not find any VHSs.
No.
And in your frenzy of looking for every possible place where there could be a VHS. You search this place up and down. You tear apart the couch delicately because you don't want to get. It's kind of grody. You take your keytar and you kind of like fish the cushions away. You check underneath the circular rug, and you hear.
I can't tell if there's a lump under here because I rolled a 1. So let me just look
there
under the rug
isn't
anyway.
even a lump. You don't even see a lump
Oh my
at
God,
all.
it's
But yeah, you check under the rug, and all of a sudden a kind of a rush of stale air hits you in the face, as if from under the rug.
Huh?
And then you
Is there a
realize
hole?
that the rug is kind of concaved in the center.
Okay, I pull back the rug completely.
You see a hole leading underground.
You guys!
You all hear this, particularly just as Doyle is cracking open the journal, just as Cassie is opening the fridge. And Cassie, as you open the fridge, you see you are just hit with the worst stench of all time. And in front of you, on one shelf, completely floor to ceiling, is just this mass of what looks like a mix of cheese and pizza sauce and like pineapple and pepperoni, and it's bubbling, and it rolls and oozes out, and it opens its mouth and opens its eyes and reveals itself to be a pizza slime.
No!
I was like prepared for it to be
Oh,
like
it's a
human
pizza
head or something.
slime.
Yes. So, Cassie, I need you to roll initiative. And then you have about a round with this thing. And then, oh, wow, I can't. Okay. I'm never using that die. I told myself I would never use that die ever again. But you can go ahead and roll.
Okay, I rolled a 13, and then I'm supposed to add +1, so it's a 14.
That's fine. You're going first. You're going first. It can't roll any worse than what it just did. So there you go.
I nominate
So
that die to be your permanent die.
Slice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So yes.
Are we doing combat now, or do you need to cut to someone else first?
No. We can do combat now. We'll just do that real quick. And then whether or not other people are involved, it's kind of up to you since you're alone here in this area.
All right. So this thing is it. I opened the fridge and it rolled out. So presumably I backed up as it rolled out, but it's like right in front of me, like we're in close quarters.
Oh yes. So it is right there.
Okay. So for my movement, I'm gonna take how much room is there in is the fridge against the back wall? Like how much space is there behind me?
Fridge is against the back wall. You have about 20 feet of space behind you.
Okay, great. I'm gonna back up about 10 feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh.
It is right there next to you.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Hold on. I might not do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with a witch bolt.
Okay.
Because that would let me because it's like a stun thing, right? So if I hit it, then I can move and it won't be able to. It won't.
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah. If whatever the reading of that spell is, yes.
Yeah, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal another 1d12 lightning damage. And I thought it keeps it from being able to.
Probably not. It probably is just like a concentration spell that you don't have to recast, so that it makes that one spell slot last multiple turns.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay. Sure.
Hopefully this time it works. Last time I tried to cast Witch Bolt, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Please hit. got stuck next to my keyboard, so it landed not on a number. Okay.
Okay, if it didn't land on a number, then you can roll it again.
Okay. That is a 13 plus. What do I add to that?
I think it might be your charisma for Warlock, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 16 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
Okay, Slay. So 1d12 lightning damage. Where's my d12? Here it is. Let me move my mouse and keyboard out of the way. That is a 9.
Okay, you do 9 damage to the pizza slime. It is the pizza slime's turn. The pizza slime will open its maw. You can see deep in the back of its throat, just there's like rivers of cheese just oozing down from top to bottom. You can see rows and rows, like a shark, of like hardened pepperoni in triangular shapes, and like crusted crust, like hardened bread crust that make up its teeth. And it lurches forward as if its mouth is its own appendage and tries to bite you. Okay. Does I guess a 10.
I'm checking my AC, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, AC.
My AC is a 12.
Okay, so it misses you, but so just like in the Alien movie, the little mouth just sort of reaches right towards your face, snaps, and then it retracts back with a gooey slurch.
I have to say, as much as I love all kinds of spooky things, the xenomorph from Alien is my actual that is the most terrifying thing. Like, I can't even play Alien Isolation because that game scares me so much, because the xenomorph actually terrifies me. So that is so spooky.
Yeah, it's yeah. Thank goodness there aren't any of those in this campaign.
Okay.
So that's its turn.
Okay, I guess I'll just keep rolling witch bolt damage because it says.
Yeah, it didn't break concentration on you, so yeah, you can totally do it.
Okay, great. So it's another d12. Move out of the way. There we go. That is an 8.
Okay, an 8 total will not hit. Oh wait, or is that damage? Oh, it's just damage, isn't it?
Damage.
Right. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm dumb. I am dumb. There he goes. 17. I'm a doo-doo dum-dum head. Okay. So, it's at that point that you realize that even if you yelled for help, because of the way they soundproof the door, no one would hear you. Just keeping that in mind. So that means none of you could hear the spell. So, Doyle, you're just kind of flipping through the journal, reading. We'll get to what you find right in a second. And then, or I guess you would hear Ivy yell to come see the, and you also, Zen, would hear the yell for Ivy to come see the hole. You see it sort of shakes and bubbles, and like you hear a few squelching pops as the electricity singes the cheese, its cheesy body, and arcs over its teeth as it goes to bite you again. Jesus Christ. It's every die. It's every die. Why is it every die? I guess a 6 doesn't hit. So it's your turn again.
Okay, great. I don't know how much health this thing has left. I'm waiting to say a quippy line to have my little movie. What is that called? You have your 80s movie cliche moment.
Oh yes, the cliche moment. The cliche moment. Yes, of course. Yeah, go ahead and roll that witch bolt damage again if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, my little one-liner. It gives you points, right? You get like.
Yes, there are some that will do that. Yes.
Okay, that one was a 4.
That was a 4 damage. Okay, it is still alive, still kind of bubbling, but you can see it is hurt, and like squealing in pain. And I guess imagine if you blew on a cheese whistle, that would be what the squeal would sound like. You're welcome. I hate that I came up with that. Okay, this time it does finally bite you with a dirty 20. It's going to do that other d6. There it is. It's going to do 6 piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay. I think my strength is one of my weakest stats, so hopefully this doesn't go poorly for me. It's an 8.
Okay. As it bites, the rest of its body follows its mouth, and it gloms onto you. And you are now covered in like a sticky, cheesy pizza slime.
Is it on like my arm or like
it's like covering it's on your arm, it's like on your shoulder, it's trying to wrap itself around the rest of your torso and over your head.
Okay. And you said I took how much damage?
You took 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing, okay. So that puts me at 23. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I want to try something. So if it's fully encased my arm and it's creeping up toward the rest of me, I want to try to turn. I don't know if sorry, maybe I'm too far away from the microphone. I want to try to take the arm that it has inside of its body and use that to like turn that hand into my blaster again.
Okay.
And try firing the blaster to like get it to like explode off of my arm.
Yeah, sure. Fire away.
Let me see. Let me pull up the blaster. It's 1d8 piercing. So I have to roll. I mean, do we roll to hit if it's on my arm, or do I?
I'm gonna waive it for now. So you can just roll the 1d8 piercing.
Okay. It's my d8. That's not a d8. I don't think. No, it's not a d8. That's a d8. Okay. I'm just gonna yell. I didn't order any pizza, and I'm gonna turn my arm into a blaster and fire. And that is a 3.
Okay. With the 3, you take 1 of that, by the way, as damage. As your blaster shoots off, you basically superheat the pizza, and it drips down onto your metal body, and it singes some of your circuitry and wires, and that causes it to respond as you hear a gloopy whirring sound, and you realize it's rotating its teeth like some grinder on your shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's go see. It has to roll to attack that. That's gonna hit, and then you take 8 slashing damage as this basically tries to turn, like, its mouth turns into a blender and just shreds into your shoulder.
Owie.
But you feel this is a desperate last gasp to end the fight before it cannot fight anymore.
Okay. Is it still on my arm?
It is still on your arm.
Okay, I'm gonna try again with another hit from my blaster.
Go ahead.
To get it off me. And I really hope this is the last one, but I'm trying to think of a fun one-liner to yell as I kill it. If hopefully I kill it. Okay, so. Oh my god, I'm having a really hard time thinking of something funny to say. So I'm charging up the blaster as it's like pepperoni fangs are sinking into my metal shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And does this thing have eyes?
It does.
Like,
it does. The
figure
eyes are
out what its eyes
pepperoni.
are?
The eyes
The
are
eyes are
whole.
pepperoni?
Yes, are just
Okay.
glistening pepperoni with little. You see little well marbled. It's actually well marbled pepperoni for it's high quality pizza, or was anyway.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just hope it comes to me as I throw this die.
Mm-hmm.
So I charge up my arm and I hit it with a blaster, and that does 5 damage.
Okay, so you take 2 of that, but as you let it go, basically the blast. It's very cartoonish. You see this big glowing bubble form inside the body of this pizza slime, and all of a sudden your blast escapes the bubble. The bubble bursts, and the pizza slime goes flying all over the room, and it is dead.
Okay.
And it splatters on the wall and the ceiling and the carpet.
And I'm covered in pizza.
Yes, you are covered in pizza. That is true.
Okay. I'm like, ugh. I'm wiping all the slime off me.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, that was definitely more than 30 minutes late.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hell yeah. All right, excellent. Good. Back to all right. So I will say that after this combat, it is 8:04. I just think we should take probably a quick little 5-minute break, and then we'll take a 5, and then we'll be right back, and we'll get back into the action. So everyone, please enjoy the music, and we'll see you in a bit. What, Tara? Yeah, no, the pizza slime design was great. No, I loved it. No. Yeah, no, it's good. I loved it. Yes, pretty much. Okay, so I'm back while we wait for everyone else to get back. Everyone's enjoying the stream. Thank you so much again for everyone for watching. We're going to get into what everyone else found immediately after this. I usually try to avoid combat that doesn't involve like everyone in the group. Sometimes it just happens. And that's D&D, baby. But I have real quick, I will say this. I have a thing that came in the mail. And I already have one of these. So I think it might be good to find a new home for it, possibly with one of you. Maybe I'll tell you what it is exactly. It is because Wizards screwed up when I placed my order, and I talked to them. They're like, "It's fine. We'll figure. You just keep that." But it is the new Dungeon Master's Guide. So I have 2 of these. That one is still in the box, has not been opened. So what I think I might do is I might run a little giveaway. Probably. So if you want it, or if you know someone who wants it, make a nice little holiday present. This is the one you can see. It has the nice little cover from the 80s cartoon with Venger and all the kids, right? Well, not all the kids, I guess. No, that's definitely not the cast, but they're in there, and all of their magic items and things are in there too. Has a not full, but a decent enough breakdown of the Greyhawk setting inside. It's a great little book. I think it's an improvement over the last Dungeon Master's Guide, but I'll get more details on that giveaway. We're probably going to run it through Gleam.io, and I'll talk about that later. But most everyone's back, I think, so let me go put this back on the shelf, and we'll get back to the action. How about that? Lucky they didn't send the Pinkertons after me. No, it's very true. It's very true. That's very true. All right, everyone. If everyone's ready, we're going to go back to all cast here in 3, 2, 1. All right, excellent. Welcome back, everyone. I am lucky. That is very true. But you know, sometimes customer service errors happen, and that's fine. It's a small price to pay. However, so we're back. Sam conquered the pizza slime, albeit did take some damage. That was a little harrowing. I didn't know how that was going to go for a hot second there. And then hot and ready second, if you will. What's the Little Caesars? Is that the quote?
Damn, that would have been really good.
I also had one. I was gonna say, you could say you ooze, you lose. Which could have been a great one too. Lauren hates these. Lauren notoriously hates all puns. Loves all puns. She loves them all. Keep them coming. Love you, Lauren. Thank you so much for watching today. Where was I? Yes. So you're kind of recuperating from the very slightly recuperating from the pizza slime attack. The rest of you hear Ivy call out, "Hey guys, I come and look what I found," or whatever. Yeah.
I just say, "Hey you guys, come here. There's a hole."
I think Doyle would just take the book with him.
Yeah.
And, rush over, make sure that nothing is wrong.
Yep. The page you open
Zen
to
would do the same thing.
Sounds good. So both of you do. Doyle, I will say you do open to like one of the last few pages, because that's, everyone knows at this point, everything kind of like rolled over towards the end of the show. And one of the last few pages, the first 3 words you read on it is "ugh, this asshole," and then you shut it as soon as you hear "oh, you guys," and you all go into the star dressing room, except for Cassie, and you see that Ivy has this rug pulled away, and there's this hole underneath this dressing room desk.
Hey, you guys, I know that it smells like absolute shit. Where's Cassie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I assume she. I don't know. I assume she'd still be in the room, right?
Yeah, but
I'll go check.
okay.
Shoot. All right. I'll stay here with Ivy.
Doyle, you go to the green room door, and you open it, and the first thing you hear is you open it, and the first thing you see is like a glob of Pete's cheese, sort of like fall. You hear it fall in a splorch onto the ground, and you just see. You look around, there's like smoking melted cheese just everywhere, the walls, ceiling, on the carpet. You see Cassie standing there. She's covered in like pizza sauce and like pepperoni and cheese, and her blaster arm is still like smoking a bit.
Doyle just looks at her and says, "So the microwave was on the fritz?"
I just look at him and I'm just like, yeah, things got a little heated in here.
Well, like Doyle just sort of looks around. Is there like a towel or a blanket that doesn't look damp to toss to like help clean up, or
covered in cheese?
I'm gonna say in the you can find one of like you can find a roll of paper towels that are dusty.
Dusty's better than cheesy, so
that's true.
Doyle's gonna toss over a roll of dusty paper towels and say, we've Ivy found something, so
Great. So I just take it, and I kind of look at it, and I look down at all the cheese viscera all over me, and I'm like, ugh. And I just throw it. I'm like, it's not gonna help.
Not a whole lot.
Like, not much. And so I'm following Doyle out of the room. In the meantime, I'm just kind of scraping the cheesy stuff off of my metal appendages and trying to like onto the ground.
Yeah. So, you also make your way into the star dressing room, and you see what Ivy has uncovered.
Oh, sick, cool, you're here. Oh, cheesy. Look, so I found this hole. I didn't find any of the VHS anythings, but there's a hole that we could go down and see what's going on there. How about you guys?
I found a journal.
Ooh.
I found
Yeah,
trouble.
I found a I found a picture of supposedly what I'm assuming at least is a picture from the last episode of the guest star and Snufflepuff.
Can I see?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Zen will hand you the photo, and as Zen does that, he'll lean over to Ivy and just say, "I I heard it's not very easy being cheesy."
That's a good one. I look at Cassie
Just
and just grin.
Sam, go ahead and take an inspiration for dealing with that combat on your own.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for real, take one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm taking in the photo and I'm looking around the room. It's like, yeah, this picture would track a lot with how this room looks, because I don't think this guy has cleaned up after himself in a really long time. He looks like shit in this photo. Should I roll like insight or anything like that to see what I can gain from it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Roll insight. Yes.
A 9.
You can tell that he was, at least looking at him, he was definitely deeply unhappy. It seems like he couldn't care about his actual like self appearance 100%. It is, you see he's in one of the sort of like costumed, his felt covered costume hands, he's holding a near empty bottle of whiskey, and as you look you realize that you missed the exact same now empty bottle of whiskey just sitting at the foot at the end of the couch. You recognize that this photo was taken in this dressing room.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so I let everyone know, whoa, this was taken here. This guy was knee deep in some fucking sad shit. So if we have to like bring him to his senses, I don't know if that means we have to like help him find joy or talk to him about Alcoholics Anonymous or like give him some nicotine patches. Like, I don't really know. I'm open to suggestion.
It's well, possible.
The first step is always admitting you have a problem, and then it's accepting Space Jesus into your heart. At least that's what I've heard.
Oh, Space Jesus, right.
I don't think we have time for a full 12-step program, though, so if that's the way we've got to go, we should probably just kill him and exercise him.
I mean, you can always take him to the one step.
We might as well just exercise our right.
Yeah. I mean, you could always take him to the one-step program promoted by Dad, which is Dragons Against Drunk Drivers, which is don't do it or we'll just use our breath weapon on you. So there you go.
Yeah, just light him on fire.
Yeah, there you go. Easy.
Anybody have a breath weapon?
Yeah.
I have a bottle of Fireball.
That's close enough. All right.
That was a joke. Cassie does not have Fireball. She's underage.
Well, for a second I thought you meant like a splash potion of that would cast Fireball, and then I realized too late that you were talking about the actual like alcohol, which is I guess is how much D&D I play. But anywho,
well, that would be. Hold on. Can we pause? Because Adam, that would be a rad ass magical item. A bottle of Fireball that when consumed, you then cast Fireball out of your mouth. That would be rad as hell.
But you have to drink the entire bottle in one go, and for the next 2 hours you're completely.
It's like a shooter. It's like one of the shooters.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever consumed an entire bottle of Fireball and lived to tell the tale.
That's fair. Yeah. So do you all go down the hole?
I guess we're going down the fucking hole.
Okay. So as you all
jump in like a when you like a pencil dive into a pool.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check on that since you want to do that. That sounds cool. I like that.
I have a question. This hole, is it like deep enough that, or is it like, how is it? Are we like, can we see the bottom, or is it like really deep?
I also have a question.
It's not super deep. It's probably like a 10-foot, not even a drop. It's like kind of slanted. So, Charlotte, when Ivy jumps down, like pencils dives in.
I got it too, by the way.
Okay. When Ivy pencil dives in, she sort of like hits the slope of the hole in like a sort of a crouch, and she like very expertly, gracefully like slides down the wall slash floor of this tunnel to come to the bottom of it. And it's short, windy, and you can see red glow at the far end.
Okay, with my like dark vision or what have ye, can I glean anything from like the quality of the red glow? Does it seem like it's coming from like firelight, like lamp? Is it like the glow of just a light? Is it magical glow?
It would appear. You can give. I would say it's a magical glow. It's not flickering. It's only slightly. Looks like it's slightly breathing, but it never fades all the way out. It like goes to full brightness and then just comes back a little bit and then goes back to full brightness.
Kind of like your lightning bolt.
Yeah, kind of like my lightning bolt. Yeah, yes, exactly. Except it doesn't go all the way to black. It just, imagine like if it right there and then it goes back to like full again.
Interesting.
So the dirt in this hole. Can I use survival to kind of see? Does this look like it's like semi-freshly turned, or does this look like it's been sitting here with a decade of settling?
Yeah, that's an easy survival check for you. It's been here with, but yeah, you can roll it.
I mean, that's 15, so.
Yeah, it seems like it's not fresh. It is definitely a decade of settling, or more.
Okay.
This has been here a while.
Do we think somebody dug this hole and stuck it under this guy's rug with the intent of sabotage, or do we think that something crawled out of this hole and possessed this guy? Like,
yo, shit.
Or maybe this is where he buried the bodies.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a Sweeney Todd
that's
situation.
also possible.
TBH.
Well, we know at least one of the bodies ended up in a trash compactor.
Wait, what was
that?
Sorry,
Sam, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, I'm sorry. I was just making a Sweeney Todd joke.
Well, we know at least one of the bodies ended up in a trash compactor. So why is one of them special and in a prop while the rest of them get tossed down here? We'll find out more when we explore the hole. It's just
maybe he was sending a message.
Maybe.
Paul Giamatti, man, that guy. I tell you what. Okay, I guess we're all going down the hole. I'll go first. I'll lead the way towards the light because I'm the tank.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's wild.
I mean, that's what you get when you get a bunch of hit points. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you round the corner, you come upon this room that is like sort of. Room is putting it loose. It's like a dead end to the cave, more or less. It's like a 15-foot by 20-foot room. You can see immediately in front of you, the thing that takes your full attention is on the wall above what looks to be like an altar carved out of the dirt.
Good.
Is in like scratched into the side of this cavern is a red Z.
Okay.
That is glowing with like red magic. You can see on the altar there are a few things. There's what looks to be a sheathed dagger. There is an old sort of like non-smart Nokia style cell phone.
Interesting.
And there is also a plate. And on this plate, there is a mass of some sort, and a Bic lighter sitting on the plate as well.
Like a solid mass?
Like a solid mass. It looks burned and charred, but that's what you see. You also see to the to the left, along the left wall, there are 3 long wrapped bundles that are sort of in a pile.
Human sized? Or like creature sized?
Like creature sized, yeah.
Sacrifices.
So there's an altar. There's an altar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send this back to you.
There's an altar.
There's an altar, and there's a Z etched on like the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second.
And then on the altar is the Nokia phone, a plate with a mass mound on, a lighter next to that. And what was the other thing?
The other thing was the dagger, the Bic lighter.
Dagger.
Yes, that's right.
The dagger, the sheath dagger.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes, question.
I mean, I don't have proficiency in either of these, but I'm curious about the Z. I feel like there's some significance to the fact that it's the letter Z. I don't know if I should do like a religion check or a history check.
You can make a religion check.
Yeah, I think that might be the one.
Yeah. I don't have anything in those.
Because this seems worshipy to me.
Yes.
Like death cult, death god worshipy. That's an 8.
Okay. 1 second. Let me get to that section so that I can give you like I think I might even think it's in the player's handbook here, not the Dungeon Master's Guide or the Game Master's Beats, right? Where is that? Here it is. The player's mix. That's where it would be. Oh, I wish it was. Oh, Ulti, I wish it was Zordon, but it is not. It is not Zordon.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back through the Lasers and Witches guide just for meta knowledge purposes, because I feel like there's something in there that you're building up to.
Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, damn, I'm an idiot. It is not a Z. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I thought I had it spelled right. It's an X. That's my fault.
Oh.
That's my fault.
Okay.
Sorry, Tara. Sorry, sorry, audience. Sorry, everyone. I just realized that I'm a dummy and I spelled it wrong. I know the cat's such a good cat. He's being such a good cat, sleeping right now. But it is a giant glowing red X. And
so
that's as much as I would retcon.
Adam, so when
go ahead.
Adam, so when I was gonna say when Zen walks in and sees that, Zen goes, "Hey, wait a minute, that's what my name starts with."
Oh my god. Oh my god. So you see this.
Right.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
All of this was just a trap to catch you, knowing that you are not at all likely to be tempted by any of this.
Oh man, geez, nuts.
Nuts.
The most
indeed.
clever trap you never
y'all,
would have expected.
Hey y'all, I think this might be a possible place where Snufflepuff was taking some of his victims to possibly perform a ritual to please and or get help from some dark entity. That's just my guess.
Which you would probably be right. Also there is Tara, I should also say, and also for the characters, there is like a slight chrome inlay to the red as well, but the red is the most glowy bit of the whole thing. And with your 8, Sam, with your 8, the most you can get out of this is that there is a rumored dark god name of like, and people say his domain is death, war, a rumored dark god named Zid, XYD.
When you say rumored, is this like urban legend? Is this like you know, something from like a video game? Is
No,
this like a
like urban legend. This is like
Okay.
urban legend. And it has only surfaced in the last, I would say, a few decades or so, as being like something that people actually talk about. But as far as like people actually worshiping this entity or seeing any results from it, not really. Mostly people don't believe it because it's never, if it did exist, it has never responded to any people's prayers. And there have been multiple serial killers in the Retroverse's history, recent history, that have like dedicated their criminal acts to this being. There have been a few cults that have popped up and then like died away as soon as everyone realized like, nothing's really happening. We're not, I guess it's false, guys, and then let's all go home, you know, like everything was a lie. But this is your first actual encounter with something associated with this entity that is more than just to drum up another 80s sort of era thing, more than just satanic panic.
Okay.
I'm curious about examining the items on the altar. I also feel like they're probably enchanted AF, or like that there's like, we should probably try and figure out a way to handle them or make sure they're like clear any whatever wards, whatever might be on them. I'm not sure how we do that.
I could use detect magic.
Great.
See what's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely interested in whether or not any of these are like corrupted or glitched objects, because
Yes, of course, sure. So when you cast detect magic, you can see that, especially the dagger. The dagger is the dagger and the plate are magical.
okay.
The dagger, I'm just going to give this to you because you have experience with glitched objects. The dagger is slightly corrupted. You get a strong sense of and like mix of like transmutation and necromancy. I think transmutation would be there. Trying to think there anything associated with. I'm just doing a real quick check to see if there's another school of magic that is associated with what I'm thinking of, or if it is transmutation.
Sure. In the meantime,
Yeah.
in this world with corruption, I'm assuming I would know, is this something where if I touch a corrupted item, I'm likely to be corrupted, or is this just like if you use it, like what are the odds of me picking up this dagger and my day being ruined?
If you attune to it.
If I attune to it. Okay.
If you attune to it, yes, definitely the corruption will pass on to you. I actually want to also, because there is a thing about glitched items and weaponry that I'm going to give you the rules for, because you would know this, and that's the most fair. Instead of like just saying a thing and then coming out, oh well, you have 10 layers of corruption now, or whatever the hell. I would never do that to you guys. Glitched equipment. That's interesting. It doesn't really.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, yes,
searching
yes.
the source book, and I'm not finding glitched equipment as a.
It is attunement. Yeah, it is
Okay.
attunement. For most of these, it is attunement. There are some things that are like don't require anything to use, like attunement to use them, but everything that is like an item, like a weapon or a wand, it requires attunement to use, and the curse is the glitchiness is basically a curse that gets attached to the player's character.
Okay.
So
then I would like to carefully acquire the dagger and warn everyone that it's glitched and that I'll be taking care of that.
Yeah, sounds good. And then to also, yes, there is conjuration magic also on the dagger as well.
Good, wonderful.
So
necromancy, conjuration, all the kinds of things that we want out of a glitched dagger in a dark hole where many people were murdered and there are bodies lying next to it.
So you might have been using the dagger to make sacrifices that would conjure whatever this Zid, presumably, if that's what it's symbolic of. Like
are any of the
conjuration magic based?
Any of the other items magical?
No,
the
plate was, yes, that's true.
Magic but not glitched.
Magic but not glitched.
Okay. What schools are we dealing with the plate?
We're dealing with only conjuration.
Only conjuration. Okay. I'm gonna try and make an Arcana check to learn more about this plate before anyone touches it or uses it.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Okay. You detect a spell or magical weave similar to that of teleportation circle. However, it doesn't transfer matter. It only transfers energy.
Okay. So something along the lines of if you kill something while it's on or near this plate, you can send maybe the spirit or the soul or, the life force through to presumably this dark god that may or may not exist.
Is the charred lump what's left over from the energy transfer because matter doesn't go through?
If you look at the charred lump, Ivy, as you lean towards it, you realize, after a long examination, and through your knowledge of many punk album covers that use certain depictions of human anatomy, it is a charred heart.
Love that.
Sick.
Charlotte said, I'm out of here.
That's so sick. Wait, this is awesome. Charlotte. Just slowly walking back into frame.
Good work, Charlotte. Good work. Very good work, everyone. Yeah. No, this is
guys, that's a human heart.
Gross.
And that's the rest of them.
Well, you don't know, you can't really tell what species it's from, but
it's presumably a person.
Here's my question, y'all. Why is it in this room? Like, wouldn't it have made sense to put it in like his?
I have a
unless I don't know. Unless why is it here? That's my question. Like, what makes this place significant for him to put this here?
Well, we're directly under his dressing room, right?
Yeah.
Is there this dark hole that we're in? Does it lead to anywhere? Is it like a tunnel? Okay. I was
This
just
is
curious.
the only end of it.
Okay, so it's not connected to any other room.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume he would have done it here because this is where he had the most privacy.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I honestly, Braden forgot what room we were in.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So that was
I
my
was just
bad.
wondering if it was at all connected to the cage, the equipment cage, because that's the only other place we haven't been yet. And that's where we were told the evil spirit was.
Yeah.
Okay, so underneath his dressing room, he built an altar to this evil god thing, and is making ritualistic sacrifices to that entity in order to try to conjure it or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty metal.
Or to
That's pretty metal. I wonder what the dealio is with this phone.
Do you pick up the phone, Ivy?
Well, there's no magic on it.
There is no magic on it. It was not magical.
It does appear to be pretty safe as far as that goes.
I'm gonna.
No saying there's not some other like trap that it'll trigger, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
I feel like we're in a cave, so like there's only so much that could be hidden.
I'm gonna pick up the phone.
Okay. There are 10 missed messages when you pick up the phone and you like hit a button to see if it turns on. Being a
Battery's
phone
got
of
some
this
staying
design,
power.
oh well, yeah. I mean, you know, these phones. I mean, hell, you could put them through a nuclear blast and they'd be fine. These phones are meant to last. You know, but yeah, battery's at like 99% after it's like 10 years.
I'm dead.
But yeah, there are like 10 missed messages, all from the same number.
What's the number?
The number is all 6s.
Oh, great.
Of course. Of fucking course it is. Jesus Christ.
I missed like 10 calls from Satan.
Is it like voicemail? Does it say like voicemail, like text message?
No, text messages.
They're text messages?
Yeah,
Read the text messages.
All right.
Yeah.
You scroll through
Not
the
out
text
loud.
messages.
Be toxic queen, go through his phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no lock on it. You go through the text messages. They are all short variations of basically the same thing. Are you there? Where is it? You're late. Do not try my patience. Hurry. I see you were a failure after all, is the last message.
Yikes. Somebody upset Daddy.
Guys, should we call Daddy?
Zaddy?
Should we call Zaddy? With
I
an
mean,
X?
10 years later, if they have the
absolutely
same number, that's
not.
impressive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been trying to reach you about his car's extended warranty.
I have put up with a lot of shit today. I have put up with so much shit today. I swear to Space Jesus above, if you return call, I am leaving and I am not coming back. Because I swear to Space Jesus.
Ben, wait, how about this? Let's reach a compromise. I'll wait till the mystery is solved. I'm going to take the phone with us. When we're far the fuck away, we'll call Zaddy.
I really agree with this plan. We're already bringing a dagger with us.
If you bring a dark entity into this group, I am going to have to reassess what I am doing with my life.
Let's thwart the evil first. Let's banish the evil demon spirit thing. And then, because then Zaddy presumably poses no threat to us. Because he can't, his conjuring fails.
Yeah. I add to my
if we
yeah. Go ahead.
if we do this, I would like to request a cleric of some sorts or a priest of
Deal.
some sort be present just in case one of us gets possessed.
You know what, Zen? We can even use one of your besties.
I don't have a lot of friends, but okay.
Oh
You
shit!
can
I'm
just be a
sorry.
space Jesus or whatever. You'll be
That's
fine.
it's fine.
You know what?
I,
We'll be your
listen,
friends, Zen. It's okay.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The whole space Jesus thing. I'm not real a big believer. I just know that's I don't know. I just know that's some people's thing. So I just, whatever. Who cares?
All right. Well,
whatever.
no. Look, we can find a cleric. So, you know what? Okay, we'll
I
deal
bet
with
the
this
cool
later.
bartender knows a cleric.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Mommy?
Yeah, we'll talk to Colette. But for now, I will add to my one padlock and chain and prop shield inventory one Zaddy Nokia phone.
Perfect. Great. I couldn't have asked for a better anything. That's brilliant. This is the best. This is the best. Thank you. I love this. Yes, let's do that. Yep.
So, two things.
Yes.
We should probably not leave this plate just around, considering we know that Zaddy is on the other side of whatever gets sent through it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, do we want to check these bodies?
I was going to suggest that. I'm curious to know if there's any way of determining who they might have been and why he might have picked them, or if they were just conveniently like available because of the show or something.
Because I'm thinking about it, obviously there's 3 bodies here. That he was expected to be making more deliveries. It implies that there were regular deliveries. Maybe, maybe he tried to get his 4th victim, got caught, and had to go on this rampage to try and cover his tracks rather than just snapping one day.
Yeah,
Like,
I wonder.
maybe this is, well, I'm found out anyway. I guess I'm gonna go for it, rather than,
I'm curious what the number of required sacrifices would be for him to meet this goal that he was going for. Like how many? Because we already had 3 that we know of. I wonder how many he needed total and why it failed. Like how far away was he from succeeding?
Okay, I have a terrible idea that Zen's gonna hate.
Oh, we're gonna call Zaddy and ask him.
I'm already in.
Well, not now. We're gonna honor the deal of we don't do anything with Zaddy until we're out of this place. But when we do, we don't call him. We don't call him. We text back. How many more do you need?
Okay.
Oh. Well, presumably he knows that he's dead because he said he called him a failure. But then why would you text him if you know he's dead?
Exactly. He's texting.
Well, he'll probably know that someone else got the phone.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. He knows this guy is dead. But suddenly somebody else has this phone and is asking questions?
Let's fuck with it.
Let's at the very least leave this guy very confused.
Try to pull one over on an evil god.
I don't think we're dealing with an evil god. I don't think an evil god texts you through a Nokia. I think we're dealing with a servant of an evil god.
You don't know that.
You're absolutely right. I don't know that. But I want to believe that an evil god has a better setup than a brick phone Nokia.
We're gonna find out.
That is the funniest thing I've heard.
Solid argument.
Solid.
Sir,
right, well, let's get out of this hole. Well, wait, let's look at these bodies first and then get out of the hole.
Yeah. And we got to take the plate with us.
Yeah, no, of course. But the knife and the plate have to come with us. We can't just leave these magical relics here.
Right, that would be irresponsible.
It would. It absolutely would. I should maybe not carry both the knife and the plate.
Okay.
Just seems like a security risk. So if somebody else wants to,
Yeah, Zen, you want to carry one of these evil magical relics?
Absolutely the fuck not.
Okay, but would you rather have the plate that transports stuff to an evil god, or would you rather one of us have it?
I don't want anything. I do not agree with anything that has been spoken about in the last 5 minutes. This is Zen,
Okay,
and
okay.
this is also Brayden saying I don't agree with anything that has happened in the last 5 minutes. I have blacked out. I don't remember anything that was said. I am wiping it from my memory. And whenever this comes up again, I am going to act as if it is the first time I have ever heard this information.
Well, that's
You're gonna
great.
do
So
every
you don't
single
know what
time
this
it
plate
comes up.
is, so if I hand it to you and tell you to put it in your backpack, you will.
I have enough. I have enough common sense to know that that plate is not going anywhere near me.
We'll take the heart off of it first and even wipe it down with a paper towel.
Cassie, are you cool carrying the
I
plate?
do not.
I'll carry the evil plate. Sure, I
Alright.
don't care. I'm not a wuss.
Listen,
Yes.
you can call me whatever you want. I have drawn a line in the sand and I will not cross it.
It's okay. We can drag you kicking and screaming across it.
Right to hell.
Respect
You
the
can
boundaries,
try.
man. Respect the boundaries.
No, that's
All
fair. That is
good.
fair. If you don't
Alright.
want to touch the plate, we won't make you touch the plate or
I'm
the heart
adding
or the
one
bodies.
evil conjuring magic plate to my inventory.
We
There we
look
go.
now. We can look at the bodies.
Now, yeah, let's loot the bodies. I
Good.
mean, look
Yeah,
at the bodies.
fair enough.
Yeah. You know, we'll do a thorough investigation of the bodies and see if there is anything that is valuable, either as evidence or valuable.
Okay.
I am on board with this plan.
Yes. Okay. So you carefully pull the three sort of wrapped bodies off from on top of each other as they were so unceremoniously dumped. And you unwrap the tarp. It's a very similar sort of tarp to what the prop garbage truck was covered in. And you see that these bodies are not so well kept. They're mostly skeletal now. I mean, there's barely any organic tissue that is not bone on them. You do find that they are dressed. Some of them, one of them is dressed very well. The others are kind of just in like crew blacks and things like that. Like the faded shirt that you saw similarly being worn by Chuck Bingsley, the grip, who was stuffed in the dump truck, the
You
garbage
still
truck.
have your call sheet? The call sheet?
You do still have the call sheet. Yes, you do. The names that you find in the the names that you find on the name tags match up with names that you have on the call sheet. One is Lila Gemlight. This is a gnome. She is listed on the call sheet as a makeup artist and wardrobe coordinator. The next one is Alara Willowshade. This is a half-elf. She is listed as the first AD and assistant to the camera operator. And then you have the final one dressed in a full pantsuit. Brenda Sylvain.
They're the puppets.
Brenda Sylvain is a dark elf who was the executive producer and was the one sending out all the call sheets.
Oh, Brenda.
Oh, our dark elf exec. Shit, bro. Moment of silence. This does sound like a whole revenge situation. I am unhappy, and I have somehow made a deal with this dark god to get to feel better, and sacrifices are being made, and
Yeah.
now but not enough sacrifices, so punishment befell, and maybe now we're going to be dealing with like a berserk version of this guy.
As you that comes to your realization, you realize that you want to know more about him. You pull out the cell phone again, and you look through a different folder this time. You look through the sent text messages. And they're all variations of, hey, okay, I sent you this soul, or this person's life energy. Soul would be a wrong word for this. I sent you this person's life energy. When will I get what I'm promised? Hey, I am like doing all of this for you, man. I just want my power, dude. Sam, oh my God, no. Say that. Say it right now. You typed it, you say it.
So good.
I showed you my life energy. Please respond.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
So good. That was so good.
Look,
oh my God.
I even got the executive producer, and all that is in reply is soon, or sometimes it's you have earned a little reward. And the last thing that is sent from this phone to that number is, hey, tomorrow I'm going to get you one with a lot of life energy. It's gonna be this hack work. I think this is gonna seal the deal.
This is a very dom sub relationship, and I'm not a fan of it.
When was that sent in relation to the hey, are you there? You're a failure. Like,
in relation to that, that message was sent about a week before the hey, you are there, and then
are you there?
And then it was a few days. There was a text message every day, and then after like 5 days, at least a text message every day, and then after 5 days, that was when I knew you were a failure.
So there was an attempt at sending a giant ball of energy, and I guess it didn't work.
You don't see the corpse of Hackwork, a fourth corpse down here.
Is Hackwork a name?
Hackwork is it's a species in the Retroverse. It's a variant of half-orc. Half-orcs are very technologically savvy. They are also very skilled in magic as well, typically speaking.
Got it. Is there I don't know how like how appropriate this is in this time. Would the races be listed on the call sheet?
That's a very good question.
Right.
Feels rude to do that, but like I can kind of see why you would if there was like costuming concerns around it.
Yeah.
I think only if that person were an actor on the show, right?
Yeah, only if you were an actor on the show.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't know what the politics with the social civil rights. document is in this universe.
No, that's
So,
totally fine. That's totally
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well, so I will say this. You would know the species of the corpses that are in front of you because there's a little photo
Okay.
next to their name
Gotcha.
and you know, identifying information as well on their IDs that they would need for security.
I have an idea. What if we go back to the room where Brenda is and ask her who the hack orc is and if they're still alive or like anything like that? That's an idea.
Okay.
Before we do that, can I read that last journal entry in this
Oh, sure.
journal from the dude who was playing the Minotaur?
Sure.
And also, do we know whether or not the guy playing the Minotaur was a hack orc?
Okay.
I can't remember
I
if that
don't-
was said earlier or not.
No. You would not. You would not
Okay.
know. Well, if it's a costuming thing, you could look on the call sheet. You can see it's not played by it. Ironic, it's played by an Aarakocra, is what it is.
Okay.
But you look in the journal entry. You see, this asshole. I can't believe this is like the 10th time he has not shown up for a call. Whatever. It's the last day of the show. I'm going to be done with this. I'm moving on to an actual cooking job on an actual nice, like, they're calling it the network of food. So I think it's really going to kick off and my career's going to go blazing. And if that fails, I'll just open up a restaurant somewhere. But I walked by, actually went and asked, what's the name? I actually went and asked Krog if he'd heard anything while we were doing mic check, and he said he looked up at me and kind of, it felt really odd, but he said, "Don't worry about it. He's not going to be a problem anymore." And so that was it. We didn't film, and now I get to go home.
Okay.
What? So the last day of filming didn't even happen?
It didn't even happen.
Is that all that's in the journal?
So that's the last entry.
That's
So
that's the last entry that seems relevant to any information you have discovered so far. The rest of it is more just like just daily complaints about this actor, about Snugglepuff the dragon, the actor. And you can see this journal was started as like a stress relief for the actor playing the Minotaur. It's like recommended to them by their therapist. So in order to deal with work stress.
do we know, I mean, would any of us have any knowledge of the network of food? I'm just curious if this
You would.
guy went on to actually be like a main player on that network.
You don't recall any an Aarakocra who had a prior television history being on the network of food. One of you vaguely recall there was an episode of like you know, one of those strong competition shows like
Chopped.
Yeah, Chopped, where there was an Aarakocra who showed up who like had a big ego, and then he was like the first one out, and that's it.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I actually used to watch a lot of Chopped. That's really funny. Okay, so all right, so we see who these sacrifices were. We don't have any idea if this person who was supposed to be the last sacrifice made it out or not. Yeah, we could go back to what was it, The prop room.
Yeah, wherever Brenda is.
The equipment cage, yeah.
Puppet room.
Or the puppet room, yeah. You could
We
also go to the puppet room.
haven't found this tape.
I know.
So have we like thoroughly investigated each of these 4 rooms?
So
You have.
We have. Okay, I was gonna say, like, because since like OOC, since I rolled a 1, I technically didn't do a thorough investigation. I did
That's
kind of
fair.
a manic investigation.
No,
So
that's fair.
we could try again in that room to see if there are any tapes like up on the shelves or anything like that. But Adam, if you said that we have investigated everything,
I will say
thoroughly.
this. If the plan is to like exit the room, you can take a full 10, like the D&D take a 10, and
Okay.
all 4 of you can search that room, and like you won't find anything else.
It would be kind of weird to like have this guy do this massacre and get it on camera and then put a VHS of it in his dressing room for someone to find later. And then not have the authorities find his secret dungeon under the rug. Like,
yeah, that's legit. That's legit.
His daddy seems to be into some weird stuff, so
was there one
it's not in here, right? Like we haven't found a tape in this sacrifice cave.
No.
But the tape that we don't even really know what's on the tape we're looking for. I mean,
don't.
it said something about showing the spirit who they once were, right? That was
what they have become.
What they've become.
Who they once were, we already have.
We have
the first episode.
We do have a picture.
That's true.
And we have, I mean, we could.
Do we know that what we're looking for is a VHS tape? It's just we just have to have something that shows him what he's become. We don't really even know that we're looking for a VHS tape specifically.
We could also bring the heart with us and show him the heart.
You guys show him the heart while I do a dramatic reading of all these angsty journal entries about how terrible it is to work with him.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I mean, you think that'll work?
Zen, what do you think?
Whatever y'all decide to do, I will be there to back y'all up. And when it comes time to do it, I'll stab the fucker through the heart with my katana.
You're a good friend, Zen.
I really appreciate that, because that means you're standing between it and me. And I know that's difficult for you.
Cassie has been...
Anything to get me out of this fucking place at least 10 seconds faster.
Cassie has been taking a lot of joy in watching Zen squirm and be scared this whole time, but like after he says the thing about stabbing it through the heart, she puts her hand on his shoulder and goes, "That's actually the coolest thing you've ever said."
Thank you. Now, can we please, for the love of Space Jesus, get out of this fucking hole?
Yeah, man, let's go.
All right, so we have the knife, we have the plate, we have the heart.
You climb out of the hole.
By your powers combined.
Yes. We are Captain Fuck this shit, we're out.
If we want to, at this point, we could probably go into that room where he is and fucking deal with it. Unless we want to find out about the hack work.
There is one, I will say there are like 2 rooms upstairs that you kind of haven't seen. So the sign at the end of the hallway, I will point this out. The sign at the end of the hallway says main production office and viewing monitoring room.
Oh, okay. Well, viewing monitor room might be, well, they were probably the same, but yeah. Excuse me. The viewing monitor room, I'd be curious about first. That'd just be my, if we had to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sure. Okay. As you go down the hallway a little bit. You turn left at this corner, and you see a set of a stairwell going up. Presumably above kind of the soundstage and above like where the puppet room is and above some of the other storage areas, right? Costumes, wardrobe, things of that nature. And you look through, it's not really a door, it's more like an open threshold, and you can see kind of like a small little pond of cubicles where people work behind the scenes, kind of editors, things like that, marketers, salesmen for distribution, just general office clerks and clerical work would happen there. At the end of that room, you see the very typical like sort of corner office for that says executive producer on it, Brenda Sylvain. And then down the hall, you see a door to the monitoring viewing room.
Wait, can you describe the Brenda Sylvain thing again?
Brenda Sylvain, who is one of the bodies you found in the hole, in the cave, in the shrine, who is the dark elf, who is the executive producer, who was also the main spirit contacting you when you were doing the Ouija board.
Right, but there's you said that there was her cubicle, her office door or whatever was by there, or?
Yes, that she has her little corner office in this in the main production office sort of cubicle pond area deal. Puddle, whatever you want to call it.
And that's what we see as we're going past it to go into the monitor viewing room?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, I want to check her cubicle.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Okay, so you two can go off, do that. Doyle's end, do you want to continue to the main production office?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Or not main production
The
office.
party
to the
didn't end
viewing
poorly last
monitor.
time.
Yes. Okay. So you two continue off to the main monitoring viewing room, and then Cassie and Ivy go into the executive producer's office. In that, you see an old, like, IBM style 80s computer, keyboard mouse combo. The screen is covered in dust. There's a number of papers, and there are some VHS tapes there. There's some VHS tape. What am I trying to say? Like cardboard holders deals. You can also see there are like various receipts. There's some pay stubs.
Is her computer like active?
No, it is turned off.
Can we try? Are we able to turn it on if we try? If I hit the button, doesn't
if you hit the boot button, turns on.
Is it password lock?
What?
Is there a password lock on it?
No, there's not. Not, I guess, for this. Well, I mean, maybe there were at this era of computers. It's before my time. Well, let's say there is, but it's on a sticky note in the top right corner, and it's one of the top 3 passwords. It's God. So you just type in God, and there it is.
Interesting password choice. Okay.
It's not Space Jesus.
It's not Space Jesus.
True. Okay. If I open, so I unlock the computer, and what is on the desktop?
It's a very simple, like DOS file directory system. Like you have to type in, open this file, go to access everything. Yeah. But you can, through sort of searching, give me an intelligence check.
Just a flat intelligence?
I'm gonna say you're proficient in this, since you are yeah, you're proficient with computers and like tech of that nature. So yeah, you can have proficiency in this.
Okay. Oof. Well, I rolled a 5. My intelligence is a +2, and then my proficiency is also a +2, so that would put me at a 9.
Okay.
Should I roll also in case I'm like, oh, what if you tried going here?
To assist? Yeah. That means you can roll with advantage. Yeah, go ahead.
Did I roll with advantage or that she?
Yeah, you roll with advantage because she's helping
Okay.
give you suggestions of where to go.
Nope, that was worse. That was way worse. That was a natural.
That's
one.
okay. That's okay. So, you, as you're sort of looking through. 1 second, I have to check on.
I'll be like, hey, look, is that solitaire?
Oh, Minesweeper, cool.
Yes. So minor distraction. But you are able to find, you're able to access her, like, we're abstracting technology at this point. Her emails, right? Because there is the arcane eye network, the sort of the internet of this world. It is persistent through like multiple hundreds of years at this point because everything's anachronistic. But you are able to access her emails, and one of the last things that you see is a memo to their distribution office concerning the master copy of the last time that the actor who played Snugglepuff the Dragon was filmed. As you read it, I'm pulling up something real quick. So I gotta pull some more lore stuff. Lotus Notes. Oh, thank you, Livy. I appreciate it. Yes. So yeah, it'd be very equivalent to like Lotus Notes then. Second, having to get through this. There it is. That's the last updated one. There we go. It was an email detailing an address, which is labeled as the main office of Zalarath Industries.
Is that with an X?
That is with an X. Xalorath in New Metro. Or wait, no, it wouldn't be New Metro. That's my fault. God, so there are some cities here that are so close to one another, like in theming, that I just keep forgetting. No, it is New Tokyo Kisco. I believe it's like the main. Yes, New Tokyo Kisco.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes.
Oh fuck, that's good.
Yes. Yep. Which, as you suspect, is a mix of New York, Tokyo, and San Francisco.
Oh, so good. Jesus.
Okay.
The great big Fuji apple by the bay that never sleeps.
Incredible.
Which is a metro metro area that sits north of Neo Metro and Old Metro, and it is pretty much the boroughs. It's not like super big like a mega city, but it is similar in size to New York City and the 5 boroughs.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So in a way, it is a mega city, but that's what it is.
Sorry, you said this is the. What did we find from the last day of
Yes, it was a memo to the distribution office to send the master copy of that VHS to that address.
Oh, okay. So it's here somewhere, presumably. Okay. I mean, I'm going to rifle through her desk and see if it's, I would assume if anybody had it, it would have been her.
You
Are
rifle.
there other like cubicles in the area?
There are other cubicles in the area.
So
Yes.
Cassie, I'll go look at some of the other cubicles if you want to like search in here.
Yeah, I mean, so wait, so yes, she's the executive producer. This is her office. Are there any other like people who were like part of the like other producers or anybody who was like high up on the chain who had offices around here, or is it just pretty much just her?
There weren't. She was basically running the whole show, wearing a bunch of hats. She was line producer, executive producer, artistic, the equivalent of the artistic director in this sort of sense, kind of the director also. She was wearing multiple hats. She ran the show. She was the Haim Saban of the whole thing.
Yeah, she's the Dick Wolf.
Yeah.
Of Snufflepuff the dragon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I okay. So right now I'm convinced that if this tape is here, it is in this office somewhere. So I'm going to start rifling through her desk.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check. Hold on to that. Charlotte, you also roll me an investigation check. Hold on to that. We're going to cut to Doyle and Zen. So Doyle, Zen, you enter this this monitoring viewing room. There are big windows that overlook the entire soundstage. And there's a huge soundboard, a huge light board on the plaque next to the door. There is a name, and it is Krog Heavy Drop. They put his nickname in quotes here for this. Krog Heavy Drop Rock Strike, which is a name that is a couple of you are familiar with. He's a DJ now. He's put out a couple of things and has even been featured at very high-end clubs in San Angeles, down on the coast. Kind of a big name. But Krog Heavy Drop Rock Strike, listed as main sound engineer and I guess whatever the equivalent of like the, well, no, that's the first AD, isn't it? Anywho, yeah, sound engineer.
Okay. So we know he made it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you do. You didn't know, however, that he had anything to do with this show.
That's true. That is true.
In fact, no, you've never seen it. He's never mentioned it in an interview, or anything about his past with the show ever.
I imagine trauma will do that to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So obviously, I want to search.
You know.
Oh, go on.
No. I was just gonna say it was probably one of his first gigs, so it probably makes sense. Like, there's really no point in mentioning this. But what do you want to look for?
Yeah, I want to investigate the room and see if I can find any trace of recording. The guy didn't show for what was supposed to be the last day of recording, which could mean that a camera just happened to be running and caught him doing his rampage afterwards. It could mean that there's security tapes somewhere that we could find. But I think what I'm most curious about is just like what what was left behind in this room? Like what has been documented here that we can even find? Like that wasn't stripped
Yeah.
when they finally shut the place down. So yeah, just want to look
Yeah,
for
right.
anything and everything that might have been that might have tapes.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll me investigation.
That is not a good investigation roll. That is a
I'll
9.
I was gonna say I was gonna say I'll assist if
Sure.
that'll give
Yeah,
me
if you want to
advantage.
give the help action, I'll take it. Thank you. That is much better. That is a 15.
With a 15. Yes, yes. Okay. So, with a 15, you search around, you go to what you presume to be Krog's station. And you're pulling drawers and everything, and you find a VHS with a sticky note on it that says, "Watch this, and you'll know why I left."
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right. I kind of feel like we should watch it all together.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh man, damn it, son of a bitch.
I mean,
Cutting back to Cassie and Ivy. Ivy, as you're searching through the various
Oh yeah,
cubicles,
I
you
rolled
do. Oh, what was your roll?
an 8.
Okay, that's fine because it's literally one of the last. It was literally on the top of the desk of someone. It's a receipt from what's a good parcel delivery service name that is not FedEx or UPS, but
Yeah, no, it's a tabaxi courier company, and it's called Oops.
I love it. Yes. Perfect.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. Yeah. So yes, and it's basically a receipt that is saying that they picked up a package dated pretty much sent the same date as that memo, describing the weight, which is a very low weight, and it is heavily insured. And you find receipts where Zalarath Industries paid for the insurance of that package because the TV studio didn't want to fork up that money because they were about to close and they were going to liquidate everything, and it was a big, write-offs and all that junk. And meanwhile, Cassie, you search.
I also rolled an 8.
Yeah, you don't really find anything extra.
I'm like Pepe Sylvia style tearing this room apart. Like, it has to be in here. I know it's in here. It has to be.
So, cutting back to.
That's it.
Oh, you just say you found the receipt? Okay. Oh yeah, then you
I
all
don't
hear
think
that.
it's helpless.
That'd be Doyle and Zen and Cassie all hear that.
Okay. I think we should go get the others before we watch this.
Sure.
And I think
Yeah, you're probably
maybe
right.
we should watch it on the tape player out in the soundstage rather than up here, just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, you're probably right. Hopefully this isn't like a watch this and then 7 days you'll die sort of thing. I've
If it
only
is,
ever
we've
heard
got it.
rumors about that, but well, we'll see.
I feel like if that's what it was, considering the note that was left on it, he wouldn't be a famous DJ. He would already be dead. Because we're the first ones that have picked this
Well,
up since he put that note on it and left it behind. So maybe it's like
fair
a
enough,
15
fair
years and you
enough.
die thing, and he was hedging his bets. But I feel pretty
Could be.
confident about our
Who
odds.
knows? Listen, I will follow, and I will wait, and I will listen, but I won't be happy about it.
That's fair. I think, if I'm right, this tape is going to be less spooky and more uncomfortable. But let's go find out together.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna regroup.
So we regroup. I'm like, oh, yo, did you find it?
Well, we found not it so much as somebody else leaving us a clue.
Interesting.
And I,
Well,
of
I
course,
didn't find
explain everything about, like, the note that we found on it, and the fact that he's now a famous DJ, so obviously he made it out alive and just doesn't talk about this place at all, ever.
All right. Well, I'm down to check it out. Let's see if this is the key item.
So we want to go
downstairs we go.
All right.
I mean, where else was there to search up here? Like, these were the last two rooms, right?
I mean, there are some bathrooms, but
I don't think
You
we're
guys
gonna
got
find
keys?
major clues in a bathroom.
yeah, if anyone's
Wash
asked to
your
pee before you go. Oh, there's also wardrobes and makeup. If you want to take a peek in there, it's your choice.
I just want to watch the tape. I feel like
Yeah.
we found what we need.
Fair enough. All right. So you go downstairs to the same little AV cart that started this whole series of events.
Mm-hmm.
You plug in, you take out the pilot tape, you set it aside. You plug in, you insert the VHS tape that you found. It's unlabeled. It was only recording for a very short period of time, you can tell, because of the amount of tape that has been wound or recorded upon. So you rewind it, right? Go back to the beginning, and you press play. It's like plain blue, and then all of a sudden, across the blue of the screen, there's crackling lightning, and an image appears as you see Krog standing there, pointing his hand at the camera that's recording him, and there's lightning flowing from his hand, and he turns the camera as if through telekinesis towards the main soundstage, and on the soundstage you can see and hear these agonized, ghostly wails and roars, as you can see stomping around on his 2 feet in the Snugglepuff the dragon outfit, which is easily like 8 feet tall, covered in felt. He's holding his head and like shaking and like just seems to be in stress, and at one point the head of the costume turns, and you can see its jaws like open up, and the felt fangs like actually become like actual teeth, and they grow, and there's like this black ichor that is spitting out from the jaws, and you can see partially the face of this actor inside of it, as the ichor is like attaching itself to various points along his face and his skull, and even so far as the inside of his jaw. And he is struggling, in the eyes of the costume actually start to blink, and they are darting about with his eyes as they dart about on the inside of the costume. And he takes a rest, and you hear Krog go, Sam, I need you to talk to me now. And all of a sudden, the whole body of this dragon just like twitches as you hear like the cracking of bones, and it just turns to face him. Like the head turns completely around, and then the rest of the body follows. And the actor in Snugglepuff the dragon, who has been identified as Sam by Krog, sort of gets on all fours, even though they're still like, obviously it's a humanoid form, hands and feet, and gallops towards him. And as he like goes to leap, there's like claws that are stretching out from where his felt claws are. And there's the jaws open wide, and there's like a glowing red energy, as you can see. And I don't want to get too into detail, but it's his face now looks more skeletal than it did actual like the normal face of someone. And you can see Krog like cast this spell with all of his might, as cables shoot out from the equipment room. XLR cables, power cords, fucking like cable management ducting just shoots out and wraps themselves all over his body and twists and contorts him and brings him into like this very restrained position. And he's screaming, and as he's screaming, you can see all of the goo pulls back all of his skin to reveal his skull, and he's screaming with his eye sockets bare and his tongue just like yelling as it grows and morphs into an actual dragon's tongue. And then he is wrenched back by force into the equipment room.
Oh my god.
And Krog moves the camera back to him, and he runs to it, and he gets up real close, and he says, you have to find the tape. Don't disturb him. You can't move him. You can't touch him. Keep him locked in there. In fact, just shut this place down entirely. You have to stop the show. People's lives depend on it. I don't know. I've got to go. I can't stand here being here anymore. I warned you, Brenda. I told you that something was wrong with him, and you wouldn't fucking listen, and now all of their lives are on you. It's all on you. I'm gone. I've done my part. You do yours. You do yours. Wherever the hell you are, even you show up tomorrow.
So we haven't found the tape yet.
God damn it!
I mean, I feel like showing him what he's become kind of, is on the nose with this one, as he was literally becoming it in it. But
yeah, but he said we have to find the tape.
He
There's
did.
a tape out there that we're missing.
Question is, did they actually manage to send it before Brenda died? I know that you guys found the receipt, but
You have to.
Yeah, that would mean it would be in the building, right? If we have the receipt for it.
well, not necessarily. If they managed to actually send the tape, the receipt is because they picked it up. If all they did was print a shipping label, that's a different story.
Well, are we like I feel like, and this is Braden speaking, but like I feel like this is the tape. This is the tape that he's talking about. Like, I don't know. I personally, I don't know if I don't think there is another tape. I don't think there's a third tape. I think this is the tape that he is specifically talking about.
Well, why would he say you have to find the tape on the tape that we need to find? I feel like there's another. If he said
Well,
on
because
the end
it
of
was in the. It was in the drawer.
And honestly, it feels a little irresponsible
So
of
was
him to
it?
leave that in a drawer instead of like handing it to someone on his way out.
Oh, he left.
Yeah.
You know, well,
I just,
I don't think we can assume that anybody else was there when this
Fair.
happened.
I just think that if
You know,
he's-
he probably made the tape.
yeah,
The
but
tape is the tape where he's killed. So that tape is from when is after the massacre, right? Because he made his own
Mhm.
recording of
Mhm.
him capturing him.
Mm-hmm.
So he must be talking about the actual tape that has the recording of the massacre itself going down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, this isn't the tape that she asked them to send because he filmed this and left it there. We need the tape that the company that Brenda asked them to send her.
I say if we
Which
can't
it's
find that
somewhere else.
tape,
I know it is. I just couldn't find it.
there's other. I mean, I just searched a random cubicle and found a receipt. Like we didn't go hardcore at the room, unless that tape is in the room with the captured Snufflepuff.
I don't think it is.
That's
Possible.
exactly what I was thinking.
Well,
That's
he said you have to find the tape.
That's the
until
only
you find
place
it.
we haven't looked.
Don't go in there and don't disturb him until you find it. So if we go in there without it, we're screwed.
But if we go in there and he says, "Don't touch him, don't move him," the tape is in there. You cannot touch him. You cannot move him when you find the tape that's in that room.
There is.
Well, there's only one room we haven't. Oh, sorry, Adam.
I mean, there is the real possibility. You must also remember, not even Krog knew where the tape was. I mean, his instructions seem to be very clearly related to the magic spell he cast or the binding he cast. It's possible it's in that room.
I'm so stressed out.
It's
right
possible that the only reason why the tape isn't in any drawer in any specific room here was because why would you just leave a tape of your evidence or whatever it was lying around for someone to find? Wouldn't you always want to have that in the place where you knew it always was and could be at a moment's notice?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to have that in existence
it's
at
safe.
all. Like, but you know,
I mean, then again,
that tape would be safe.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wait, Brayden, what are you saying?
Well, he kept all the other evidence.
I was just like adding on to what Adam was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you guys are right. The tape is probably in that room.
Well, lads.
So I will say this. It is 9:50. We have the option to go overtime here. Into overtime, if that's okay with folks. I don't want to leave it on a cliffhanger again, because I know we've been in this place for like 2-3 sessions now. But
I mean, I have to get up early for an audition.
Oh yeah, and that's important. We can't. Yep.
I think one last cliffhanger. I think before whatever happens next.
We do have time for that. We do have time for that. Yeah.
I think it'll also be kind to both Braden and Zen.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
because we can end the spooky stuff at the beginning of the next session and then
Yeah.
end the session on something that's not going to give
That's
people
legit.
nightmares.
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
You know,
good.
just-
I think that's
3
good.
hours
There
of
we
us
go.
fighting the evil demon.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Yeah. No, a nice palate cleanser after that. Okay,
I'll
good.
be-
Yep.
Yeah. We'll go on a picnic. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Thank God.
Do some art. We'll do some role play.
be able
We'll
to
role
sleep.
play a little bit.
I'll be able to sleep for once.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Look. Again, also this goes for you, audience. I don't want to ever go into like too much detail that is like actually like triggering or disturbing. I want to take care of you guys, my players, as well as my audience. So if anything, just message me and I'll make improvements for next time. That goes for anyone and anything about everything. So anywho, do we want to head into the equipment room?
With our remaining 9 minutes.
Our remaining 9 minutes.
I guess that's what
Yep.
the consensus is.
Do you need to heal?
I do need to heal.
I think
guess
we
you
might
do.
want to. Yeah, we should maybe take a long rest and have
Yep.
that be the start.
It
Yeah.
is.
Because
Can
Take
we
a long rest.
take a long rest though?
Well,
I'm down to 12 hit points, so I would love to get some of those back.
I will say this: there
Probably take a
aren't really any good places to sleep here. This place has proved to be extremely haunted.
I mean, we could do a walk. We could go on watch, right?
You could do a short
Yeah.
rest. You definitely know you could do a short
Probably do-
rest
we
for
could
sure.
Probably. I was
Better
gonna
than
say,
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
I think a short rest would probably be good.
if Cassie's the only person who has to heal, could she do the long rest and then the three of us just take watch, as it were? I don't know. Like, does that make sense?
I'm fine with just doing a short rest
Okay, great.
for now
Okay.
and just getting a few of my hit points back. That would be helpful.
Okay.
How do you want me to do that?
Yeah, just roll. Just say you take an uninterrupted hour short rest while you guys are discussing this and where the tape could be. And when you realize, like, all of this discussion and like putting together all of these facts and pieces, Cassie is like taking her short rest. You just roll hit dice. That's all. However many hit dice you wish to spend.
I'm actually.
And you add your
I'm actually also
constitution
going
to
to take advantage of that because
Yeah,
Zen, Zen is also like super low.
Yeah, do it.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm still low from when the animatronic hit me.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I haven't taken any hit point.
My hit dice are 1d8 for Warlock, I think, right?
Yep, I think that's correct.
Okay. That is
Yes,
a
yeah.
3. Is it just one for a short rest?
No, you can roll as many of your hit dice as you wish during a short rest. It's only when you don't recover those hit dice until after a long rest, and even then you only recover, I think, up to half of them, if I recall, or something of that nature. I can't remember, but it's something of that nature. Maybe I'm wrong as so you can only spend half. I don't know. I'm a storytelling DM. I'm not a rules lawyer DM. Sorry, folks.
Hit dice and resting. Let me see. Most classes require full rest to recover use spell slots, but okay, I don't need to deal with the spell slots thing. I just need hit points back.
Also pulling it up.
I don't know. I just don't know how many I'm supposed to roll and what.
Right. No, I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna see.
I think
if
you can roll. I think you can roll as many as your level allows, right?
I think that's true.
Like one per level.
I think on a short rest you can. So whatever your level is, you get 3 of them. because I think so you should be able to roll all 3.
Okay, so 3.
If you want, right? You
Yes,
don't
that's
have to
correct.
roll all 3.
Well, I have a feeling I'm going to need as much health as possible before this fight, so I'm going to roll 3. So that's a 5, so that brings me to 8, which would put me at, right now I'm at 12, so that would put me at 20. Plus another 6. Okay, so I'm at 26 now, which is significantly better. I'm only 3 away from my max, so that's great.
Good. All right.
All right, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
So you all head towards the door to the equipment cage. You open it up. There's a bunch of camera equipment in there. There's a whole rack of blank, very explicitly blank VHS tapes before we go searching through every single one of those. You see a number of microphones, boom mics. There's some extra lights in there as well. Various dollies, grips, so they're gaffer's tape galore. And towards the back, you see an interesting section of the wall. It looks like just a rat's nest of cables. Just an absolute rat's nest of cables. Ceiling to floor, all tangled up with one another. In and out of the brick of the wall behind the cables.
Okay.
You can see loose bricks scattered on the floor in front of it.
Okay. So we have a lair.
Do we see any tapes near that rat's nest? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, just a wall of unlabeled VHS tapes.
I'm gonna take a VHS tape and look at it.
Yeah. You now have one blank VHS tape.
But just sort of, is it rewound all the way?
I mean, it has never been used.
It's never been used.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just gonna have to tear through all of these and see if any of them have anything on them?
I'm telling you directly. All of them are blank. All of them are fresh, blank, never used.
Great.
Amazing.
All
right.
Adam's way of saying I don't want to spend an hour on a VHS rack.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, what now?
We go through the wall.
Is there? I was gonna say that, or is there any camera equipment in here, or is it
yes, it's tons of camera equipment in here.
Of VHSs.
No, there's tons of camera equipment. This is where they keep almost all of the camera equipment.
So maybe the tape could be in one of the cameras.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a tape in one of the cameras.
All right. I'm down to poke around and investigate the cameras and see if there are tapes in the cameras.
Okay. Sure. Y'all do that. I'm not going to make you roll an investigation check because there's enough time to check all of the tapes and all of the cameras. There is a camera that's set far back in the it looks like an older model, one that's different from the rest of them. In fact, it doesn't look like it's meant for commercial use at all, but it's kind of hidden away. You find it actually behind a little cardboard box, not on a shelf. Doyle, as you approach the wall of cables, and they somewhat react to your presence, as if like the ends of them, like a bunch of snake heads, sort of rise and they sort of quiver and stare at you and sort of look at you with their various ends. They don't attack you, but they're just hovering there.
Oh, because you have one of the items.
Do not love that.
Ivy, Zen, Cassie, when you look at this camera, you sort of click it to see if there's a tape in there. Yeah, there's a tape in there.
Okay, let's grab the tape and very carefully leave the room and watch the tape.
Well, wait, it's not a...
Before you touch that tape, let me back away from these wires.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. When you say it's not a commercial camera, it's like is it like a little handheld camcorder?
Like a little handheld camera, and it's not a VHS.
It's not a VHS tape. It's like a little tape. So we need the camera to watch the tape.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to take the camera.
Okay, let's take the camera. Great.
Doyle, as you start to back away, the cables peel back.
The fuck?
Like a mass of vines just writhing away, and you can see behind it, this wall of cables, is a whole room full of, as if a den of snakes, writhing masses of cables, wires, any sort of linking apparatus from one piece of technology to another, phone lines, just swarming inside like a pile of worms. And in the back, you can see on the wall Black Ichor crying from the eyes of a costume, dried on the felt, mouth slack-jawed and open, is the felt costume of Snugglepuff the dragon. And inside, you can see the ghastly open scream of the skull of Sam. And I think that's a good place to do a little cliffhanger.
Oh man, I'm gonna listen to some lo-fi before bed tonight.
I am
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, that is awesome, but I am far too squishy to always be the one that triggers these things. So I need somebody else to start standing between me and the danger.
I can do it.
All right. Well, that's it for tonight's session, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I'm glad. We very much appreciate you sitting through, and thank you all for playing tonight. We're gonna finish this off Monday, definitely, for sure. This will be ended. This little side quest will come to an end, whatever end it may come to. Next week. I want to thank you all for coming. We'll see you again, same time, same place. Bye-bye.
Yeah.